What's up, people? Welcome to another edition of the New Breed Podcast, the world's best brutal new death, hard slam, grind, thrashcore metal show. I am one half of your hosting duo, Jay Horskow. With me, I have my partner in crime, the notorious TIM, Tim Anderson Jr. Tim, how are you?
I am great.
And we are joined this episode with our good friend Josh Richter, hailing from Ohio, Bather. Correct, Josh?
Yep.
Fantastic.
Me, bub.
All right, look at me. My memory got it in one. All right. So, Tim, why don't you introduce the episode? Because I think you're going to take the driver's seat on this one.
Yeah. One of my favorite records of all time. If you listen to the best of new records thing we did, this is in my top 10 right here. I think it was number 4, maybe?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah, so we're doing, I don't even like calling them deep dives because I just don't like saying it. Well, we're having a discussion about 36 Crazyfists, 2004 record, A Snowcapped Romance, which came out on Roadrunner Records.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah, March 16th, 2004. So I believe this is their second Roadrunner record, if I'm It is, right?
Bitterness to Star, right? Was the first one with the train on the cover?
Yeah. Okay. So, and then they went to DRT and then Ferret, I believe.
Yeah, dude. I forgot about that.
Yeah, they had some, wasn't it where they delivered the third album or something and the label didn't want it? So they worked out distribution because Roadrunner at that point, I think Roadrunner had been bought.
Oh, was that All Blacks or something?
I think so. Oh, speaking wildly off topic, well, we're early. Did either of you read that book by Dan Ozzie, Sellout?
Nuh-uh.
So it's all about the punk scene in the mid to late 90s. And it starts with Green Day and it ends with Against Me. And it's all about these bands who come from that punk scene and how the majors invaded. And it was bands like Green Day, Against Me, Rise Against, My Chemical Romance, Thursday. And it talked about like all these labels came out of nowhere and all that sort of stuff. And then they were worried about selling out and losing cred and all that sort of stuff. I got to say, man, it was, even if you don't like that music, every chapter is a different band and they tell it in order. And it was really, really
cool. Like, I love all that stuff. That's cool to me.
It was awesome. And they talk about Jimmy Eat World, who did,
sick.
They did their standalones. Then they signed to a major. They did 2 albums with a major. They get dropped. Then they released Bleed American, which that album is fucking perfect. It is a beautiful album. Yeah. And they blow up on the back of a song where they literally got dropped, put out their next album self-funded, and it got fucking amazing.
That's so sick, dude. I love that shit.
How does that label feel after that record comes out?
I think they actually went back to the same label. It was something crazy like that.
It's like going back to an ex-girlfriend, like
well, there was
like, sorry, I fucked up, man. I'm sorry.
Will you take me back? So one of the guys they interview throughout the book constantly is Fat Mike from Fat Records.
Right.
And he says, he makes this one remark, which I thought is really kind of interesting. He said, look, for me to have a band go and move over to a major, it's a win-win. Because either they move over to the major and they're super successful and I have their early stuff, which is going to keep selling.
Yeah.
Or they move over to a major, it doesn't work out, and they come back and there's no hard feelings. And I'm like, that is probably the best way to look at it.
Yeah. And that's still kind of like a DIY ethic too. It's
just
like, hey man, we'll let them go. And if that's fucking rad.
Yeah, it was really kind of cool. All right, I totally took us down a rabbit hole.
No, that's sick though.
36 Crazyfists.
Now I got another book to put on my shelf.
It was really good. Like I started it Sunday afternoon and I finished it last night. And it was just a chapter here, a chapter here. It's enthralling, right? To the Rise Against guys were really struggling because they wanted to get signed and they wanted to get big, but they didn't. They were talking about how they were still touring in a van when they were on a major. They were pulling a trailer which was bigger than the van.
That's wild.
Like that's fucking insane.
They didn't even get really big until like that. They put out like a record. I want to say it was like a 2010s, wasn't it, or something like that?
Yep.
Like, dude, they were around for fucking ever.
Mm-hmm.
And they were like in their 40s when they got big or something. It was wild.
So the funny thing is, Josh, they'll talk about like a band and then they'll go to the next band, but they'll reference like stuff that's going on at the time. And at one point they talk about, I think they're interviewing Laura Jane Grace from Against Me.
Mm-hmm.
And she talks about how, we watched Rise Against just grind at it. And they got big because they kept grinding, where we were kind of assholes. And we were like, we want to get big and we want to get big fucking now.
Right.
The Distillers were in it.
Oh, yeah.
and the Donnas. Those are the other bands. But it was
The
real,
Donnas
dude. It was a
whoop-ass, dude.
good read. It was a really good
Yeah. That fucking rules, man. I'll have to check that out myself. That's cool.
Yeah, but Jay, you have to put that in the chat so we can.
I'll put it out. Dude, it's definitely worth it.
That's cool as shit.
And for guys like us who like music and we like the stuff behind the scenes,
Oh yeah,
it was really cool. Like they're talking about how, even against Laura Jane Gray says, we were the last punk band to get signed with a 7-figure deal.
That's
like
insane.
we were the last one, because right after we got signed, here comes Napster and everything falls apart.
right. That's fucking crazy, dude.
Back to this one. Let's talk to these crazy Alaskans.
One more thing to add to that, though. Could you imagine touring from say 19? You finally get to 38. You're like, I had enough. And then major label comes and you're like, fuck, I got to get back in this van.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I got to get re-burn out now, but now just burn out with money.
I honestly don't know how full-time touring musicians do it. Right. It's gotta be there's gotta be some intestinal fortitude there that is just unfucking real. And you think about it, your life's got to be kind of insane, because when you're on the road, you miss being home. When you're home, you're like, fuck, I want to get back on the road. And it's, dude, all I got to say is, if you're listening to this podcast and you're in a band, make sure someone sleeps in the fucking van.
Right.
Yeah. Come on.
It's been getting bad again. It's like,
come on. Put somebody in the van.
Yep. I always sleep in a van because I'm scared of people's houses and shit, because I have these weird phobias. So my ass is always in there, which is crazy because I'm the least dangerous one out of the entire band. So, but I'm sleeping in there, just staring at the ceiling.
That's great.
That's kind of wild.
So, produced by James Wisner, who also has done records with a lot of bands, like a lot of the Under Oath stuff, Newfound Glory, Further Seems Forever, As Friends, Russ, Glass Eater.
Wow.
So a lot of Florida bands. Yeah, Stretch wild. Armstrong, Dashboard, I guess all Florida bands mostly. So I'm assuming he's from Florida. It was so here's my favorite part of the record. The mix and the master on this record have just always been one of my favorite things ever. And of course, Andy Sneap did it. So
no shit.
Yeah, I mean, that record just, if you have a really good pair of headphones, this record fucking kicks, dude.
Yeah,
it sounds great.
Yeah, I can attest to that. Yep.
It has
kills.
I love it. Dude, their drum tone is crazy on that record, and it's got a timeless sound that's not too digitized to where it's going to be outdated. It just has that. It sounds like a fucking rock and roll band. You know what I mean? It's just
exactly, yeah. And his vocals are fucking amazing. I don't care what anyone says.
Yeah, Brock's the man. Insane.
Definitely. A&R for this record, Monty Connor. So, I mean, the dude knows fucking.
We got to find a way to get him on the show, because I'd like to pick his brain. I like to pick Mike Gitter's brain. Like these guys who just, there's no way it's luck, right? There is no way it's luck. They just have an ear and they know what to pick. And it seems to me like if you've got the ear, like these Monty and Gitter and stuff, they've lasted for ages.
Yep.
Right. Like they're still around, still kicking, still signing stuff,
and they kind of change with the times. They're
still Josh, like they're that it must I guess the point I'm trying to get into is that talent just must be an innate talent. Right. And you can cross over genres. It just, there's a thing that they got to have some weird spidey sense for.
Yep.
I mean, look at Howie back when he was working with Monty. I mean, they were Sepultura. I mean, Fear Factory. I mean, holy shit, dude.
Yeah, Howie Abrams too, another guy. All those old A&R guys, they had I don't know. I'm just fascinated by it. How do you know? How do you pick out a pile of demos and pick up Josh's and go, this is a band that's going to get big?
Right.
And At the Drive-In was in that book too as well, who I never liked. And they literally blew themselves up with drugs and losing their minds.
Yeah.
But it was really kind of fascinating. I went back and watched some of the performances. And I'm like, yeah, I definitely missed out on this, but it's
right.
I forgot how good Dookie of an album was.
Brilliant. Fucking
it's
incredible.
A great album. And I'm like,
there's not a bad song on that record.
Nope.
Not one, dude.
Nope.
It's
not one.
A classic record too. It's like kids that are on TikTok now that are kind of finding, because that new wave of all those younger people, which I got a funny story for whenever we get time for that. But there's these, a bunch of younger people that are finding just how it always has been. Like when we were younger, finding same shit, but they're finding these records and they're like, dude, this is sick. And it's like, that's the record that I could be like, yeah, that's actually sick. Like, okay, I back you on that one kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It's like Smash by Offspring. Not a bad song on that record.
Nope.
Fuck yeah.
Nope.
Yeah. I agree.
And you listen to them these days, and you're like, it's just as good when I heard it when I was a teenager.
It's still good. It's still good, dude.
A lot of that late grunge, even to like the punk stuff, right? Like, so look at Super Unknown by Soundgarden. Look at Nevermind, right?
Yep.
There's still Pearl Jam. The first 2 Pearl Jam albums are still fantastic albums, and it's like, man, truth be told, no offense to anybody, we don't get that type of guitar-based rock anymore. We don't.
No,
we don't. It's
true.
all Pop Tarts and weird glitchy hip hop.
Yeah.
All the rock stuff on the top list are like drum machines and just like
Imagine Dragons and that sort of stuff. Yeah.
I mean,
I call that Planet Fitness workout music because that's the same shit, dude.
You are 100% correct. That's
so
fucking
You're right.
genius.
It's too positive for me. I can't do that shit.
You're right.
It's hair cuttery fucking rock.
Hair cuttery metal. Hold on, I'm writing that down because we're coming back to that.
Yeah, I got all the good shit. So most people, as I was looking at reviews on this record, because I just like to look at reviews before we do these, everyone calls it a metalcore record, but I don't find this to be a metalcore record at all.
I think this is way more late new metal.
Absolutely.
Like this is like solidly in that Linkin Park late stage new metal. Like 2003 at this point, the third stage stuff is getting big, but this is, I listened to this and I went, fuck, this is a new metal record.
Yeah, it is a new metal record. I don't care what anyone says.
Right.
I mean, listen to the riffing on it. I mean, it's just the bounces in it. Like it's got all the flavor.
I think so what do you think makes it a new metal record? Is it his vocals? Because his vocals really do have that. He's got a dynamic range, and then you throw the vibrato in, which is honestly the most unique thing about the band.
I've never heard anybody like him.
No.
Never. No. It's like Chino. You never hear anyone like Chino. People try to sound like him, but they can't.
Right.
Nope.
That's why people hate Brock as a vocalist, because nobody else sounds like him. So you ever notice that vocalists that are very unique in their own style always are hated?
Always. Every single fucking time, dude.
It's crazy. And I love all them kind of vocalists. Like what's his name? Maynard. A lot of people hate Maynard.
Yeah.
Like, why? The dude's a brilliant fucking vocalist.
Yep.
The weird thing about like, I think with 36 Crazyfists, I think the thing that did stop them from getting bigger than what they were was the fact that they were still weird. You know what I mean? Like they were still weird. So it's like they had the ability to get in the same ballpark as the Linkin Parks who just blew up and Ben was like massive. They had that physical ability, I think. I just think that the fact that they were still a little bit rebellious in the sense that like they didn't care to be a little fucking weird is what held them. It didn't hold them back, but is what made them in that spot of where they were. Because I love that band still to this day, and like
absolutely.
That record in particular changed my writing style as far as like lyrical content goes, and it gave me the same sense that what like Deftones did for me, where I didn't have to be, I could be romantic with my lyrics, because like the weird thing about my bands, especially like Bather, is, and this is not a joke at all. Like I legit write like all like love songs. They really are. There's no death oriented. I'm not talking about cutting people's heads off and shit. You know what I mean? Like they're all like really romanticized life experiences that I write about. And I got that from things like, like Skin and Atmosphere that I posted earlier on my Instagram from that record, and like Waterhall, and that fucking little interlude they did, Song for the Fisherman or whatever. Like there's like little teeny tiny storytelling and like life things that I'm just like, dude, I want to write like that. Like the Deftones guys do that, and those guys do that. And it's just like, they weren't afraid to be weird and different and poetic about their shit,
Yeah, there's nothing worse than when vocalists just write lyrics and phone them in like, hey, and then
the lame rhymes.
Yeah, you just rhyme with hey or you know what I mean? Like it's just, that's a terrible word to try.
Yeah.
It's a terrible word. I just
out of all the words.
Yeah.
you know what I'm talking about, right?
Yeah, like red and bed. Like I just hate when people phone it in, and people are like, "Oh, they're so good." I'm like, "No, it's just phoned in bullshit." Like,
like 30 people on the internet with the cursive tattoo of that exact same thing on their back. Like, all right, dude, I get it.
Yep.
Yeah, I just hate phoned in lyrics and phoned in vocal. I hate that shit.
And to your point, Josh, I think when a band is, for lack of a better term, weird, right?
Right.
You eventually get to a point where you either got to lean fully into the weirdness, just realize we're going to be at the level we're at and we're going to have to grind it to get some mainstream, or we got to come off the gas and we got to make like no offense to anybody who's listening from the band, but like Linkin Park, where they went from Meteora, which was fantastic,
great record,
to Minutes to Midnight, where they came off the new, they tried to go like a Maroon 5-ish type thing.
Yeah.
And it didn't really resonate. Sometimes some bands hit it and it works, and some bands don't.
I agree 100%. That's very, very true.
Yeah, if you go back and look at the video they did for this record, what the hell was it? Was it Bloodwork, right?
Bloodwork, yeah.
If you watch that video, there's nothing,
Julia.
Yeah, there's nothing newer than that video. I mean, it come on, dude. No, there's
ninjas
metal,
and shit.
Yeah. There's ninjas, the way they're dressed. I mean, the record before, it's a new metal record. The stuff after this went a little bit more on the metalcore side because they had a lot of moshy parts in them songs. But this record is just all groove in my eyes.
Absolutely, dude. And I think they were like what, a 4-piece?
Yeah.
At this point, I think so. Yeah.
They've been a 4-piece forever. I mean, and just because what's his name just writes amazing riffs. So, I mean,
I forget his name. Yeah.
I do this all the time too.
Is it Steve Holt?
Yeah, Steve. Yeah, Holt.
Oh yeah. I got to see them on the record that came out after I forget this not Tidance Takers, it's the other one. Let me look it up.
Rest Inside the Flames.
Yeah, that one. So
amazing
it was
amazing
record, and I got to see them before that record came out. So it was that in between phase, and I got to see them at the Alrosa Villa in Columbus. It was back before that record came out, and so there was like 2 songs that leaked, and this is back when you had to download shit that was leaked, and the two songs leaked off of it. I forget which 2 they were. And so they played the 2 songs. He's like, everyone played 2 new songs or whatever. And like me, and there's like maybe 5 other people like were like singing along to it and stuff. And he's kind of like made a comment about how like, oh, okay, so you guys found a ripped version of it then, because these songs aren't even out yet.
Yep.
And he was like, wait, so he was like running back and forth the stage, and he was like whipping the mic cable around and wasn't looking. The mic cable had wrapped around my neck, and he pulled it on accident because he thought it was just hooked on something, and I didn't know it was around my neck. So he's like pulling on it, and I'm like, fucking like, dude, I was only like 19 years old. He's just choking the shit out of me with this mic cable. No one knew, and I didn't know either. It's just wrapped around my neck, and I'm trying to pull it off, and I was there with this like super hot girl, so I'm getting choked to death in front of her and shit. And dude, it was so bad. It was bad.
That's terrible.
Yeah, that's something that you're gonna remember for the rest of your life, though. Like, if you ever talk to that dude, like, hey, you remember, like,
remember when you got your mic caught on what you thought was a monitor, but it was actually my throat?
Can you see me?
Not yet. Bring it back. Try it again.
On.
It was just there.
Hold on.
Fixing them up.
There we go. We good?
Awesome.
All right, so can you hear me?
Yep.
My bad.
You're good, man. No, you're
dude.
fine,
Oh yeah, strangling the shit out of me. And I'm just like, God damn, dude. He was laughing about it.
I got choked out by the lead singer of 36 Crazyfists, and it wasn't anything sexual at all. I'm like, that's a hell of a story.
Not at all.
So, Bloodwork also being a video was also on the Resident Evil Apocalypse soundtrack. I don't know if we ever talked about that, Jay, because we did soundtrack stuff.
I don't remember.
Yeah, I don't remember us talking about this.
Might have, but I don't remember. Dude, we covered so many movies during that. I was like,
yeah, right.
Yeah.
So real quick before we get into other stuff, tours for this record. I mean, Machine Head, God forbid. Then they went out with Kill Switch, From Autumn to Ashes, and 18 Visions. I mean, that's a crazy fucking tour.
Yeah, that's a tour right there.
I would have.
And then they
did 18 Visions.
Yeah, that'd be sick. Then they did a UK tour with 18 Visions and Bullet for My Valentine. So you would think.
So those are bands though that they fit. I would think they fit with those bands, right?
Yeah,
like orbit, like in the same orbit.
You would think touring with bands like that back then, they would have got bigger. I don't know why. They're like Chimera, where like,
right?
Why wasn't Chimera way bigger than they were?
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I'm sure Josh knows Chimera. He better being from Ohio.
So I have another story for you. So I seen Chimera twice, and they were co-headlining to Machine Head on both the tours, and they played again the Alrosa Villa in Columbus, where Dimebag got shot.
Oh shit! Okay.
Yeah, that place, it always had all the new metal shows. So all my teenage years, dude, just always going there all the time, dude. And I seen them twice, and it was 2 separate tours. And on both tours, it was like the same tour package. It was Machine Head headlining for the was it Supercharger? Is that the record? The kind of more of a new metal version of their shit that came out later on.
It was the Burning
Blackout.
Red.
Yeah.
The Burning Red, and then they did Super Shitter. That's what I.
Yeah, we're not. The Machine Head album that shall not be named. Yep.
Right. And they were on tour for one of those. So anyway, they were the headlining tour package. Like they were the headliners on that package twice. It was 2 different tours, 2 different years. I think there was like a year in between them. So Chimera, the first time I seen him was doing the Pass Out of Existence tour, and then the second time was the one after that.
Oh, Possibility
Reason. Yeah. So but Trivium was the opening band both tours, and it was back when Matt was 17, so they were like still teenagers. This is how insane it was. The lineup for both of the tours were Trivium was the opener, then a local band, then Chimera, and then Machine Head. Dude, Trivium was the opening band before the fucking local band.
Jesus, that's some hazing right there,
dude. Insane. They were the fucking opening band twice before in Columbus, Ohio. Yeah, dude, that's what I was gonna say. And they're bigger than every single band on there.
Yep.
Fucking insane to me, dude.
That is
wild. That if you're an opener, they were on Life Force at that time, so you would think they would get the right after the fucking local. That's crazy to me.
I think it was more of a promoter thing. I think they were nudging their buddies, like, we're going to put there was a band in Columbus called Left. It was like spelled like L3FT, and they were a new metal band, and those guys played after Trivium. So it's like, we're buddies, these guys, we're gonna throw them on
I guess, kind of thing.
Let me ask you this while we're talking about local bands real quick. Do you remember a band called 616 Undone?
I think so.
So they're a band that I heard way back then, and then all of a sudden I was going through Bandcamp one day and I seen that they put their record on there, and I was like, holy fuck, I forgot about this band. That record is fucking incredible. I think they're from Columbus.
Really?
But they just
sounds familiar.
They're putting a new record out soon, so we're definitely gonna have to get them on. Yeah,
that's
amazing record.
Sick.
I'll link it to you guys. It's fucking great, man.
There was a new metal band that I was buddies with all of them. They were a band called Abject Fear, and they were based out of Chillicothe, Ohio, where I'm from, like small ass town. And they ended up changing their name after that. They went through their new metal phase at the beginning, and then they changed to like more of a thrash band, and they changed the name to Woe of Tyrants. And they got signed to Metal Blade, and they were doing all their shit. But they originally were a new metal band. If I can find their shit, I'll send it to you. It was new metal as fuck, dude. And it was like, they had just switched, and they started playing like thrash stuff and everything. And now the guitar player is like a famous gospel like singer. Yeah, it's wild, dude. It's wild. I talk to him all the time. It's wild. His name's Chris. He's the fucking man. But yeah, he went up. He just like was on like the gospel charts and shit. Like he's that big. Played the Grand Ole Opry and shit. Yeah, dude.
Damn.
But they were a band that would get on all they got on all the new metal shows in Columbus, and that's how I started seeing like a lot of these bands like 40 Below Summer and shit like that. I'd buy the tickets from them. They'd be selling tickets, and I'd go to Alrosa Seville and be seeing all these bands that I wanted to see. I was like, sick. Well, now my mom's not going to give me shit. I'm 15 years old. I'll get a ride there because I'm buddies with these guys, and they know, you know what I mean? That kind of thing.
Yeah. That's how it always happens. Like, oh, mom said I can't go. Well, I'm going anyway.
Mm-hmm.
That's what we used to do too.
Dude, it sucks because where I'm from though, there's no concerts that are not an hour at least away. So whenever dude, it's rough. I bought tickets behind my mom's back to Stone Temple Pilots when I was 15, and I wasn't allowed to go, and I had to just sell them off because I wasn't old enough to drive or anything. I was only like 14, 15, and it ended up being like the last tour they did before they broke up originally.
Oh,
dude, I'm gonna kill my mom. Still to this day, I'm pissed at her.
How old are you now?
35.
Yeah, so 20 years of just being
still
pissed
carrying
off
this around,
Matt. That's great.
Still carrying it around.
Now she's got to deal with me trying to be a rock star, still fucking almost 40 years old. She did this to me.
So yeah, I mean, that's pretty much. There wasn't really much album information I could find on this. I mean, other than the
odd
stuff. Yeah.
It was odd. Like I tried to do some deep diving to try and find some like reviews at the time or whatever. There is not much out there, and this is when the internet was a thing already. It's 2004.
Yeah,
Kind of surprised.
It's wild. I mean, Like I said, I can't believe they weren't on Ozfest or they might have
Dude.
actually. I just can't remember.
Yeah, kind of really surprising.
Yeah, especially because they were doing the big new metal shit. I remember when it was Ozfest 2001, like that was like the big new metal year, and they kept still putting new metal bands on like the following years. I can't believe they weren't on any of them. Like,
Yeah, it's wild to me, especially being on Roadrunner. You would think they would want to get a band like that out there.
right?
Yeah, and look who was on. Well, here we go. 2004. This was the turn. This is when they went to metalcore, right? The second stage, second stage was Slipknot, Hatebreed, Lamb of God, Atreyu, Bleeding Through, Lacuna Coil, Every Time I Die, Unearth, God Forbid, OTEP, Devil Driver, Throwdown, Darkest Hour, Magnify. Yeah. So this is where new metal makes the turn, and they're really leaning into the new wave of American heavy metal, metalcore type stuff.
Yep. I remember all that shit.
I remember seeing the lineup and going, I've seen all these fucking bands like 40 times already. I don't need to go to this.
Right.
They
were constantly touring. Yeah.
Yeah, that's why I always say music in the late 90s, early 2000s was the best. It was the best period for everything.
It was so much fun. And it was weird. It was always weird shit that was getting thrown together. It was cool.
Yeah, I love that shit. So I'll just go out and say this is one of my all-time favorite records. It's just every time I hear it, I just love it even more. It's just that good to me. Holt, like we were saying, writes one of my favorite guitar players, even to like the latest record they did. Oh, it's fucking ridiculous riffing. Yeah. I mean, the dude just delivers all the time. Even the drummer back then was great, and then they got a new guy who's I think just as good. Honestly, I forget his name and what band he used to be in, but yeah, the musicianship has always been great in this band. And if the rumors are true that Brock got kicked out of the band, that really sucks, man.
Oh, really? I didn't hear about that.
Yeah, because they kind of just like fizzled, right?
Yeah,
yeah. I mean,
they were still holding on.
Yeah, but it's like you can't replace Brock. Like who's going to take over for him?
Right.
No, but you can't.
Yeah,
it's
I don't know how you can't.
If Chino leaves Deftones, the band's done. No one would. No, you can't do it. No one replaces Maynard. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
It's just irreplaceable.
And because he is so unique, like how could you even consider that? Right? Like, I mean, not for nothing, but a lot of hardcore bands you could probably hot swap vocalists mid-set, and most people won't even notice.
Same because with death metal, dude.
Yeah, death metal. Yep, like
shit, dude, it's the same shit.
Look at the deathcore guys where they basically played hot potato, right? The guy left Lorna Shore. He left Lorna Shore and went to Chelsea Grin, and then the one guy left another band and went to Lorna Shore, and then the other guy left Signs of the Swarm and he went somewhere else. Like they literally play hot potato.
Yeah.
They're interchangeable.
Yeah.
Bands like this aren't.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But like I said though, just expertly written stuff. I think it doesn't. If you want a class in writing good metal stuff, new metal, you listen to this kind of record right here.
Yeah,
that's just my personal opinion.
That's what I was going to say. Is like the songwriting itself is just like everything from the actual instrumental part to it to like the lyrical content and the phrasing and everything. Everything is so tastefully put together that it's almost like a watchmaker was just putting it just right in the little pieces. We're just like, this is not going to be this good unless this happens first, or you know what I mean? It's like everything was so articulate with how everything was, whether it was the guitar, bass, drums, vocals, whatever, you know what I mean? It's just incredible songwriting, and that's what really turned me on to that band. Because when I heard them, I was like, yeah, this is heavy, but it's more than that. You know, and I was an emotional teenager anyway. I was a big baby, dude. So I was going through a breakup and shit. And that record came out and I'm like, dude, this is like, that's what I want. You know what I mean? Like this writing style is what I want. And me and Mike still, like when we go on tour, like we were driving somewhere. We were going, I can't remember where we were at, some state to state thing. We're going over a bridge and he put on one of the songs from, the Falling record, and I was like, look out the window, getting all misty eyed and shit. This is just like 2 years ago. And I'm just like, dude, like we still listen to this stuff. Like my death metal band, like we have no qualms with just being like, you know what, fuck that. We're going to listen to what we want to listen to. And it influences like my writing for the record. Like I started doing a little bit more cleans with the shit that we do now, especially with the new record. Like I started like doing a lot more experimenting with stuff because I don't want to be just like, oh, that's a death metal band. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
My influences are too weird, you know?
Yeah, but people like you and bands like your guys that take chances like that, they usually work out in the end.
Right.
Because I think a lot of bands who don't like, don't get me wrong. I'm one of them people that like when bands change their style. Sometimes it's not for the better. Sometimes it is. But nowadays in 2022, you're never going to go anywhere if you're just putting out the same fucking blast beat record and the same.
Right.
You have to, you have to find a way to stand above the crowd because there's a million fucking people that are ready to just take that. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Yeah.
It's like podcasting. It's impossible to
Uh-huh.
get where you want to be because there's so many people that do
Yes.
it. You know?
If you don't find a way to differentiate yourself, you're basically one of a million others, right?
I agree.
And especially like death metal and shit, right? Pig squeals, blast beats, breakdowns. I mean, when you get down to the genetic level of it, it all is kind of the same. So do you want to be one of those bands who's really, really technically proficient, but kind of sounds like everybody else?
Right.
Or do you want to kind of lead and say, we're going to get fucking weird and see where we can take it and see who pays attention?
Yeah.
I
mean, look at a band like Suffocation when they came out. There's a reason that they were so popular.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You know what I mean? And now
and
everybody
still play like Cannibal Corpse.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
They even did the dreaded lead singer switch and they've become even more popular.
Yeah, this is probably a very blasphemous thing to say. I love Cannibal Corpse, but the last two records, when they have Eric in the fucking band, that's some of the best shit they've ever written.
Oh, absolutely. That last album is a fucking monster.
Dude, what I remember it, and it's like it was a situation where it made me feel like I was a kid again because like you listen to the record, you like get a hold of your buddies, like, holy fuck, did you hear that? You know what I mean? Kind of thing. And it's been a very long time since I got in that fucking seat and was able to like, holy shit, this is so different and it's so cool. It's still the same, but not the same, to where I can get a hold of like some friends and be like, did you listen to that? Like I remember talking to somebody. It was one of my friends from around town. And I was like, it's crazy that Cannibal Corpse, this is back whenever they put out the record before this last one. I was like, it's crazy they put out the best hardcore record this year. And it was just like, because it sounded like a really heavy hardcore record because they changed it up. They did some different shit. And then they're still a death metal band, but they're doing it different. And like the two records that they just put out over the past couple of years have been, I think, my favorite shit. Man.
Yeah, they kind of did that on what's that record? It's Red. Is it just Red?
Yeah, the fucking
Red Before Black.
That's it. Yeah, they kind of did that on that record where I listened to it and I was like, what's going on here?
Yeah. Like, what's this? It's kind of hardcore almost. Like,
yep.
Yeah. Hey, I didn't even think of it that way. That's crazy. Yeah, people listening to this are probably fucking their heads are exploding.
Oh, yeah. They're like, fuck those guys.
Yeah. I can see the YouTube comments now. These fucking guys know nothing about death metal.
They think they know what death metal is, man. Fuck them, dude. Vader. Listen, they don't
shit.
even know who Vader is.
Oh my God. I left. I went to that Vader show that was at Milk Boy in Philly right before the lockdown because I wanted to see Vitriol. And I left after Vitriol. I was like, I stuck around for, I think it was Abysmal Dawn was after that.
Yeah.
And then I'm like, I'm not sticking around for Vader. Get me the fuck out of here.
Yeah, I like Vader, but it's like,
come on.
Hey, I heard it already. Like 20 years ago, bud. You know what I mean? Like,
exactly.
But Vitriol, though, ass beaters, bub.
Yeah.
Ass beaters, bub.
I actually, so one of my first shows after the lockdown was they played with, who was it? It was Splattered, Skeletal Remains, and Defeated Sanity was the headline.
Oh, dude.
And I actually went up to the bassist and I said, I got to tell you guys, you were the last show I saw before lockdown. And this is one of the first shows I've seen after. And in that time, they got amazingly tighter.
Yeah.
Like they were just going. And it was like, holy shit. Like
those 2 years, they could just sit down and
yeah.
just really dig in there, man. Yeah.
Yeah, it was good.
Shit,
it was really good.
We're actually playing with Skeletal Remains in July. Yeah.
I really like that band. I really like that last album.
Cool.
They do some cool stuff. They really do.
That is a cool record.
Yeah.
I hated it at first, but now I like it.
Right. Yeah. Dude, I didn't hate it, but I didn't really get it at first until recently. Do you know the band Volcano? Cody from Sanguia Sugabog.
Yep.
So his
that's his band?
Yeah. And they're kind of like a real heavy hardcore.
Yeah, that's
almost
some
like a
beatdown shit right there. Yeah.
And like at first I was like, and I love that style, but then like I listened to it the other day. I'm like, all right, yeah, it's good. I like it. I'm into it.
Yeah. See, I'm on the same thing right now. Like I'm not really feeling hardcore, but that record is an ass beater.
Yeah.
I love that shit.
Yeah, same. Right there with you, man.
Really good stuff. I I can't believe it's 9/11 and we didn't even get into the song.
Shit, I'm
That's
sorry, man. I'm
awesome.
talking your guys' head off.
No, that's
This
great,
is
man.
these are the best shows where we
Yeah,
just kind
exactly.
of look. If I didn't bring up the book real early, we'd probably be done by now.
No, that's fine. I
those
love
are the
these
best
kind of
conversations.
episodes.
Yeah.
But I do want to say one thing before we get into the songs. Like if you go and look at the track listing and like the way that goes, the pacing in this record is fucking perfect.
Yep.
Like they give you like 3 bangers, then they'll slow it a little bit, give you a little interlude, and then it's 3 bangers, and then it's just I don't know what was going on back in the writing sessions of this record, but I think this is where they're at their best. I mean, I love the records after. I love every single record they've done, but this is when they're at their best.
I agree. I couldn't agree more. It was like the pinnacle, like for that time too, because like there was a lot of bands putting out good shit, but I remember like for years after that record came out, I was like, it's still not Snowcap Romance. Like I was like that was like, to me, I like honed in on that. Everything about it, like you said, the pacing of the record, man, like just song, and like every song on that record is it's great. It's fucking great. Like, dude, all of it.
Yeah, I'll be the first one to tell you there is not one bad track on this record.
Not one, dude.
There isn't. And people, if people say there is, they're I'm sorry. You're stupid.
Crazy.
Yeah, you're dumb. You don't get it, man.
Yeah. Well, and also one of the funnest records to play on guitar and drums. The riffing, it's so fun to play. It's just so like this is a record you could put on if you want to just warm up and jam out. Like so much, just the riff, the fill parts and all that, even on the guitar, like the parts that they're doing and like the bridge parts are just fucking so fun to play. I wish I could talk to like somebody in this band just about this record. You know what I mean? Just
dude, that would be fucking great. That'd be
kind of cool. Yeah, we'll track somebody down.
Yeah,
I know they. I think they all got Instagram. I followed them not long ago.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I guess I'm gonna be bothering somebody soon.
Yeah, hell yeah, dude.
So Jay, let's start it off, man. I'm interested to hear what you think.
So I did not do song by song breakdown.
Okay.
But I will say this: since we've started doing this show, there's a handful of albums that I've come across where I actually kick myself for not finding them when they were, I don't want to say relevant, but when they were timely, right?
Right.
Nothing Faces Violence, Down the Sun, that self-titled album, and this album. Like this album, I could not believe how much I enjoyed it. Like I fucking loved it, to the point where I put it on this weekend where I was mowing the lawn. And I was kind of getting into it, and then it ended. And I'm like, oh man, that's over already? And then I listened again. And then I listened on Monday when I was at work. And then I listened again. And then I listened 3 times yesterday. And, I was upstairs making dog food, and I was listening. I think I remember picking up Bitterness to Start and immediately being turned off by his voice. And I think maybe it was just because I wasn't in the right mindset, right? We all have those albums where we pick them up and we don't like them. And then a year or two later, 3 years later, we pick it up. We go, man, was I stupid?
Right.
I think the vibrato works. You can hear how timely the songs are. Like it sounds like that early 2000s. Am I new metal? Am I metalcore? I'm kind of getting out of the lane and trying to do something different. There was parts where I heard Glassjaw. There was parts where I heard early Killswitch. Like I really, really enjoyed it, to the point where I finished it and I started it all over again. And I was like, man, this album really is fucking good. Like it really is an enjoyable listen. Hit the end and go back to the beginning. There were some really, really heavy parts. Cure Eclipse jumped out at me. The end of Kanai definitely sounds like the guitar riff at the end of Kanai sounds like Tip Your Bartender.
Yeah.
And you know what I did? Funny enough, the first time I listened to this, Tim, I did the second track trick. I didn't even listen to the first song. I went right to track 2. Yeah. And At the End of August is good. The Heart and the Shape is better, and it's harder. So when I listened to that, I was like, fuck, I had to go backwards. And then I went back, and then I went back to track 2. And no, I really, really enjoyed this album. And I'm really kind of surprised and kind of kicking myself that I was like, oh fuck. Like,
I am very happy you like it, because I thought you were gonna hate it.
No, I again, my initial thought on this band was when I first heard Bitterness to Start, and his vocals turned me off, and I never got past that. I actually went back and listened to that album, and I was like, fuck, I'm fucking crazy. Like, this is good too. This is good too. But listening to them back to back and flipping, I can tell you Bitterness to Start is good. This is, exponentially better. Like this is they went all the way around the sun and came back around, and there's just that much more talent to it. It's cohesive, and you're right, the song structure flows, and there's the mid-pace stuff, the slow stuff, the faster stuff, the mid-pace stuff, and it never gets boring. And that's what I mean. That's to me, that's the sign of a good album. You hit the end and you can go right back to it. Right? Like we all just talked about Cannibal Corpse. Like I love Cannibal Corpse. It's fucking exhausting to listen to Cannibal Corpse.
Oh,
You get to the end of it, you're like, my God, I need like some Yanni or something.
Yeah.
Like I gotta clear my ear holes. But no, this I literally looped it. I had it looped on Spotify.
I agree. Dude, I feel the same way, because with Bitterness the Star, it was like these are good tracks and it was a little bit more raw and heavy. But with Bitterness, or with Snowcap Romance, it was like this is one full piece. You know what I mean? It was like this is a record. And then Bitterness the Star was definitely a record, but it was like record of songs.
Yeah, that's a good way to put it. Like there was Bitterness the Star was good, but you can tell it was a collection of songs that have been written over time.
Yep.
Where like you can, like you said, Josh, you can tell they went into a studio and this is all done kind of the same time.
I remember illegally downloading a lot of their shit, and I got a handful of. It was when Bitterness the Star came out. I got some of the songs that they had. They must have had like I don't know if they had an EP or if they were just the demos that they sent out. You know how like the bands send out demos to like people or like whatever. But I got a couple demo versions of, there's like, I think it was 8 Minutes Upside Down and Circle the Drain. And I liked the version of the demo of Circle the Drain more than I liked the record version of that song.
That is a very popular opinion.
Oh, really? Is it?
Yes.
No shit. I didn't know that.
Yes, that's a very popular opinion.
Yeah, it's real pissed off. It's real like a little bit more like just heavy and a little bit more just dirty, you know?
Yeah, it's got the early 2000s demo feel to it.
Yeah, dude.
When everybody liked the demo better than the record.
Yeah.
It always happens, and
the birth of Lamb Goat, dude.
Yeah.
It is the birth of Lamb Goat. It really is. You know what band that everybody says that about that I never get it? I never get the VOD. Oh, I only like him. I only like Still. It's like, yo, are you fucking kidding me? That subtitle album is a monster. And then Imprint comes out and they basically laid waste to that entire scene.
Yeah. Another band that I cannot believe is not bigger or not.
They were, I am convinced they were too early. They were before their time. People were not ready for what they were doing.
Right. I agree.
Even when they made the change with from Bliss to Devastation, where they got slower and they got dirtier and it was kind of groove oriented, people weren't ready.
Mm-hmm.
Is that self-titled record a hardcore record? Because to me, it's not. I mean, it has elements of hardcore, but I think that's a beast all on its own.
Yeah, they were weird.
Yeah, I mean, you could lump them in with hardcore because there's some touches, but you can't lump them in with metalcore, but you really can't even describe it. I think you're right. They were just kind of off doing their own thing.
Yeah.
And, you know, good luck trying. I mean, I put, funnily, I put them in the same vein as like Candiria or like even like Bloodlet, where they were doing something that was really kind of weird. You know, when you think hardcore, you think Strife. And everything around Strife,
Earth Crisis,
the California takeover, Strife, Earth Crisis, Snap.
Except when Earth Crisis put out Slither, and then that was kind of a
new metal album.
Yeah. People used to shit on that, and I'm like, dude, you kidding me? This is incredible, dude.
It is a good album.
That actually is a decent record.
It is.
Yeah. I like it. Yeah, I liked it. I used to have one of those mini disc players when I was like younger. So as a teenager, and I had like Slither on it, and then I had like Hatebreed and like Chimera, just like random shit that didn't even match up together. And I remember like always, I lived in this like house that was like way far from the road, so I'd have to walk like 3 miles to drop the trash off and shit, right? So I would put on those records, and I would just walk up to take the trash out, and I would just skip records, and it would always go from just like shit like that to Hatebreed to 36 to randomly like White Zombie, and because I never had no process of being able to put things together, but like somehow it just worked. Like I don't know how, but it just made sense, man.
Shit, if I had to take the trash up that far, I would listen to more records than I already do, and I listen to a shitload.
And I thought I had it bad when I got to walk like, you know, you've seen how long my driveway is. I'm like, oh fuck, I gotta take the garbage out. But yeah, VOD, Candiria, Bloodlet, they're kind of those bands where they were rooted in hardcore, but they definitely carved their own lane.
I
and
agree.
maybe that's why, those three bands never got super huge, because they were a little bit too far left of what people were expecting, I guess.
Well, yeah. I mean, I see people calling Candiria a new metal band, and I'm like, have you ever
Are you
heard?
high? Are you
Have you
fucking
heard
high?
300% density? That's not fucking new metal. Stop. Enough. I
Yeah.
hate Twitter sometimes. But
Oh,
whatever.
dude, I hate it every day. Every day.
People are
terrible.
so annoying on there.
Yeah, it's terrible.
I do want to get into End of August. I think that song as an opener, first of all, it sets the tone for the entire record. They're one of the best openers ever laid on tape, if you want to call it that. I think it. I mean, once you put a song that good as your opener, if you can't make the rest of it sound kind of just as good, then you totally lost the opportunity right there. I think if you're gonna write a song that good and cohesive, you got to follow it up with something just as good. And when you get to the Heart and Shape, especially like Skin and Atmosphere, that song is so fucking good. Like I'm like Josh, man. I'm the type of person, when I hear music that really, really gets me, or that I really, really get, I get very emotional, man.
Yeah.
Like when you're talking about going over the bridge and shit, I do the same shit, dude. Like when I hear Deftones songs that I haven't heard in a while, and I'm just like, oh my God, I forgot how much I love this band.
Yep.
I get the same way, man. This is one of them records for me, man. Like it is an emotional record for me, because when I heard it, it changed fucking everything for me.
Yep.
Yeah. You know what else is a good indicator that this is a solid album? There were times where I was listening to it where I looked up and I'm like, what song is this? And it was track 8, track 9, track 7. Like the B side of this album is just as strong as the A side. It's not like they did the typical
lost in it, man.
5-6 songs and then it's it's a slow dive into the end. No, they literally kept it up through the whole album. And that was another where I'm like, man, I really fucking missed the boat on this one, huh?
But I think, and Josh will probably agree with this, I think that you need to go to the next record and the next, and you will see the progressiveness of the band, and you'll be like, "What? You know what? These records are just as good."
Yeah,
this record's their best in my opinion, but the records after, like Rest Inside the Flames, is a fucking 10 out of 10 for me.
Dude, incredible
record.
It's very emotional too. Like it's there's the one that something about telephone line. I forget the title of it.
Yeah, track 2.
Felt
Heard through a
line.
telephone. Yeah, felt through a telephone line. Yeah.
Dude,
it's incredible stuff. I mean, Aurora, so fucking
oh
good.
my, that's what we were listening to. We're going over the fucking
yeah. I mean, and then Tide and its Takers, just as good.
Yeah,
like their records, they're all just good, man.
Yeah, I'm in the car. I'm in the car tomorrow. I'm going up to Asbury, so I'll just put on the record.
Put on Tide It, or put on Rest Inside the Flames. You can't, the album cover, you can't deny it. Yeah. Just listen to that record start to finish, and you're going to be like, wow.
Yeah. I agree.
It gets a little bit more metalcore in it, but it has all of the snow-capped moments as well. So
I totally agree.
Yeah, I'll give it a listen.
I think the placement with At the End of August on Snowcap Romance, I think that's such a smart thing that they did, because I feel like that track in particular had elements of everything else that was on the record in the first song.
You're 100% correct.
You know what I mean? So you listen to that first song and it's just like, oh, this is like sick. So in their head, they were probably like, okay, we'll put that, that song's going to be like a single or whatever, and we're going to put that in the front of the record. That way they get a taste of the whole record on that. So then they can start kind of really honing in on those certain particular parts through the rest of the record on different songs. Like you have the songs that are a little bit lighter, then you have the songs that are a little bit heavier. And it's like that song has elements of everything, almost like a preview of the record, So doing that skip of that first song, like when you were talking about, I was like, that's a genius thing to do. Skip that first song and go in blind with what they're going to do with the rest of the record, and it tells the story. And then you scoot back around to At the End of August. It's like, oh, like this is the preamble to the shit. You know what I mean? It's like, this is what they're going to do, dude. And it's absolutely fucking brilliant, front to back. Like,
Yeah, I mean, it's a well put together. Tim, Tim and I talk about sequencing, how important sequencing is. The album flows. Like there were parts where I'm like, oh, I like this part. What song is this? Oh, I like this part. Oh, it's the same song. Shit. Oh, I like this part. Oh, it's the next song. Like there's a lot of earwormy type stuff here, which is kind of odd for the genre. right? Like
Right.
if you weren't Linkin Park writing hooks,
Exactly.
or going the other way and being kind of extremely loud, it's kind of hard to put an earworm around that. And again, his voice it's weird, it's different.
It's different, man. Yeah. I at first, whenever I first heard Bitterness the Star, you know those channels like whenever back in the day, I don't know if they still have them or not, but the cable at the end of every single channel you have, then they would have just a series of different music channels that just
Mhm.
played. It was almost like a radio on the TV.
Oh,
There was
music
a-
choice.
Yeah, we
Yeah,
still got
yeah.
him. Yeah.
Yeah. That's where I found them, and it was one of the songs off Bitterness. So I want to say it was Slit Wrist Theory. And I was
Oh,
like,
yeah, great
this
track.
is fucking wild. I was like, this is
Mhm.
good, and I kind of dug into that. And then I think it was like before they actually released the record, so I got into that, and I was like, at first I was turned off by it, but I think me being so weirded out by it is what turned me onto it. I was like, I need to try to see what this is about because this is too different.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
you have the wiki up, right?
Yeah.
What's the very first record again? I can't remember. Can
Their
you, Joe?
first album was an EP.
Yeah, I thought it was
In
another
the Skin
full
was the
length.
name of the demo.
In the Skin. That's right.
And that was 97.
whoa,
And then Bitterness the Star was 2002. And this ties to Josh's remark about how Bitterness the Star kind of felt like a conglomeration of songs.
yeah,
Because a lot of this, I'm assuming it's a lot of older stuff. So from 97 to 2002, the first album comes out. But then in 2004, they did a Snowcap Romance. And I'm looking here at the release schedule, and they were one of those every other year bands.
Yeah.
2004, 2006, 2008, 2010. Then there's a break, and then it's 2015, 2017, and that's been the last one.
Yeah, that's wild. That Rest Inside came out 2006.
dude, it doesn't feel like it at all. Because in
I
my head,
know,
I'm thinking about
wow.
it was in high school, and I already graduated then when that came out. But I remember seeing that shit too, and I was like, dude, like this is like Snowcap Part 2. Like this fucking sounds like it.
It really does. I can't believe that's how many years there was in between that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah, that's wild, man. You know, it's funny. Like after at the end of August, when you hear like that, the beginning of The Heart and the Shape, you're like, it makes your attention go right back to the music. You know, sometimes you listen to music and you're just like, like you'll be mowing the lawn and you
Right.
like you'll mow the lawn and then like it's like track 8 and you're like, oh, all right,
to
it's
kind of
pretty good.
disassociate a little bit.
Yeah, but this record makes it makes you go, wait a minute, what's this? And not many records can do that. And this is the one for me that does it, because every time when a song starts, you're like, wait, I got to pay attention to that. And I think a lot of people, when I give them this record, they're like, yo, I was not expecting it to be as eclectic as it is. I'm like, because when you listen to this record, you really, really use the guitar effects really well on this.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Like, it's not so out in your face where you're like, oh, there's another tremolo. They
Right.
somehow mend it where it just adds to the fullness of the record. And I think that's fucking brilliant, man.
Dude, the perfect example is Destroy the Map, because it sounds like it's gonna be like a radio rock song whenever it first starts, and then it fucking whoops, dude.
Yeah. You know, it's funny. I used to hate that song.
Really?
And then like a couple of years later, I was like, what was I thinking?
I want to say that when I seen them, because I only got to see them one time, I want to say the singer of 12 Tribes came out and sang Destroy the Map with them when they played that.
He's
when
done some
he
later
used to-
stuff with them, right?
I think he was
so.
on a track every record after this. I'm pretty sure. What's his
They
name
were
again?
from-
Adam?
They were from
Adam
Dayton.
Jackson. Yeah.
Yeah, I
Okay.
think they were from like Dayton, Ohio. So
Yeah,
I
they're
think that's
from
what it was.
Ohio, yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
So like he came up whenever they were playing. I don't know if that's him on that track. I don't know if that's him or not.
No, he's not on this record.
Yeah, I didn't think
He's
so.
on the next one. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's on the next like 4 records. I'm pretty
Oh, okay.
sure.
Yeah.
He's on Aurora, right?
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure he is. Yeah, we'll find that out.
Yeah.
But as the record goes, like it just like I'm like, it can't get better than this. And then like Skin and Atmosphere, like I'm like, Jesus Christ, dude. Like
Still to this day, it's fucks me up every time I hear it, man.
It's a good song. Yeah, it's just a good
It's-
song.
that's my favorite track on the record.
Me too, man. Me fucking too.
Like when I seen you post that thing earlier and you had that song in there, I was like, fuck yeah.
Yeah.
Like,
That was an actual picture of me in high school too.
oh, was it? Yeah, I was gonna ask you what that was.
Yeah. Well, that was me.
It's funny, like when me and Jay put out a thing to ask, like, because like some records, like I know that Jay hasn't heard or I haven't heard, we'll ask people to come on and like talk about it with us. And Mike messages me right away. He's like, you need to get Josh on about this. I was
That's
like,
so
why? Is
sick.
he a big fan? He's like, he fucking loves that record. I'm like, let's do it.
Dude, I get so emotional just like talking about it. Like it just, I don't know if it's because it's not necessarily nostalgia as much as it's like, I think it's what really changed my vision of what I want to do musically. I was like, holy fuck. Cause I tied the same thing to, you know, White Pony, which is a lot of people do. Cause White Pony, I seen them on that tour. And that was the very first time I ever seen Deftones. That was the very first show I ever went to was Deftones on White Pony. So like that record did that emotionally for me. And then like handful of years later, I find that record. And I'm just like, dude, like this is what I want. This is what I want to do musically. This is what I want to write about. This is the type of feeling that I feel anyway. And it's like those guys made it okay to like write that way, you know, and being a heavy band.
Yeah. It's funny because the like White Pony for me is the same way. And like you nailed it right there. Like that record, this record and shit like that. Like it changes your whole perspective of what a band can really be.
Yep.
Because
Absolutely.
you hear like back then for me, like White Zombie's Astro Creep, I was like, there's nothing heavier than this.
Yeah.
And I still think it's one of the heaviest records ever.
Creature of the Wheel is the heaviest thing ever written. Dude.
I know. I mean, it's like I still think Astro Creep. And if you ask me my top 5 records, it's probably number 3.
Oh yeah,
probably.
Yeah.
And then when you're a teenager, like shit, like when I heard Downward Spiral, like I thought that was one of the heaviest things
Right.
ever. Like that blew my fucking young mind.
Mhm.
But then when you get a little older and you start like playing, you start thinking you're a musician, like, oh, I play guitar, and you have like a Fender Squire and like a fucking 10-watt.
Start referring
amp.
to yourself as an artist and shit.
Yeah. And then you hear records like this, and you're just like, I better go back to the drawing board.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like
you almost get mad. You're just like, God damn it, dude. Like,
it's kind of like when like I can picture Jay like being in college and listening to like fucking Suffocation and being like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
There have been albums where you just stop and you're like, what?
Yeah.
Exactly. Like, what just happened?
Yeah.
Asking people that are not even in the room if they heard it and shit. Like, you hear this shit? There's nobody even in there.
The first time I saw Dillinger Escape Plan was at the Trocadero, and this was back in the old days with Dimitri and fire breathing and all that. And I was underage, and I'm on the floor, and I'm going, "What the fuck is this?" Like, I was not ready.
Climbing up the rafters and shit during 43% burnt, just fucking going.
Hell yeah, dude.
I was not ready. And some of that really fast, like extreme stuff, I was like, what? I am not ready for this. Like, oof.
Yeah, it's just, I think when you actually get to a certain age and you understand stuff a little better, and that's when you start to appreciate stuff even more.
Yeah, when you're young, you like the fast stuff. You like the aggression. You like the mosh parts. I want to get up and flail around. But as you get older, you look back and you go, man, they really did have something musically, right? Like go back and listen to, we just talked about it. Go back and listen to Mike Kennedy's guitar parts in VOD, in Imprint, and then in the self-titled. The guy wrote some riffs, but I didn't pick up on it as a kid. You know, I like the fact that Tim Williams is a lunatic and all that. But
remember when As I Lay Dying puts out their first record? I mean, let's put all the bullshit aside. We can talk about the band.
Yeah.
Before people lose their fucking mind, get over it. I know
what was
it's
that
terrible.
Album that they did that it went thermonuclear like out of nowhere.
Oh, an Ocean Between Us.
Where is it?
Are you talking about the self-titled one, the first one?
No. Frail Words Collapse.
That's what I meant.
That comes out and it just new metal. Gone.
That's the record I was saying. Like you hear that record, it's not written as well as you would think like, wow, this record, it's all right. But that record just fucking took things by like, how many musicians do you think came out of that record like that?
Dude, the entire metalcore scene, there's still kids now that are playing that we still like will play with that are a little bit younger that refer to those bands as being like foundation bands for them. I get it, dude, because I remember like was it 94 Hours or something like that?
94 Hours.
Like I remember seeing that shit and I was like, this is different, because it was like I seen music videos for that, and then like back to back with Kill the Music by Every Time I Die. And I was like,
So it
dude,
was the
this is a
same era.
whole,
Yep.
yeah. So it was like, this is a whole different shift. Cause I remember when like Every Time I Die put out the one where it was a little bit more, it was like a little bit heavier. It was the first record they put out. They had a music video in their skating rink.
Hot Damn.
Bolorama.
Hot Damn.
Yeah.
That was the Bolorama.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And, but then like that shift and stuff, I started to notice like, okay, this is like the Nirvana that killed hair metal. You know what I mean? It kind of like put the nail in the coffin, and people stopped really paying attention to these bands that were getting blown up, that were on the Ozfest, and they were on, and it shifted to metalcore. And it was like, okay, well, we're gonna be a thrash guys that also like hardcore kind of, you know, like
I just think bands like that, and especially like Alive or Just Breathing, when you hear records like that, it changes the landscape of everything.
It shifts everything, right?
Like
and
Jane Doe.
Yeah. There you fucking go, dude.
And when Alive or Just Breathing blows up, and you have Frail Worlds Collapse blows up, then you have all that stuff that came behind it, right? So your early Whitechapel, your Winter Solstice, your It Dies Today, all that like metalcore, like early metalcore just came piling in right behind it. What was the one with the keyboards that they finally got rid of the keyboards? Winds of Plague.
Oh yeah.
All that stuff like that was coming right on the heels of that. Even I honestly think that's why Bleeding Through got big when they did, because they came out of the hardcore scene, but they had just enough metal that they were able to like glom onto that and run with it. I'd love somebody to do a book of like the history of Ferret or the history of Trustkill. That would be really fascinating.
That is a good idea.
That's a super good idea, because there was a lot of bands that really did like shift. Even like, I mean, if it wasn't for bands like this, I know this is going to sound maybe kind of like I'm reaching, but I don't think if it wasn't for bands like Poison the Well and all those bands that were like, hey, that's a metalcore band, but we're fucking weird too. We're like the metalcore version of Deftones kind of shit. I feel like if there wasn't weird bands like that, there wouldn't be the stair-stepped bands that are reaching out of like Turnstile, who is a hardcore band, but they're kind of poppy. You know what I mean? It's
you're not wrong at all.
I feel like if it wasn't for it, because those kids, those kids listened to like they were the guys that listened to hardcore, but they liked the weird shit too. You know what I mean?
I think for me, Poison the Well and their contemporaries are the ones that took hardcore away from the Victory, again, Snapcase, Strife, Earth Crisis, and they put it in a new direction. And then who took it from them? Well, it was then truly like the beatdown stuff. You had the mosh pit stuff, and then you had some heavier hardcore coming right behind it, and then you had the metalcore stuff. So it's constant shifting sands. But I think Poison the Well for me was another one that was a change where I listened to that and I'm like, this is what's popping. I don't want to go back anymore. I gotta go this way.
As soon as I got
you
to
get
Tear
Shy
from the Red.
Halud in that one,
Oh,
and
there you
it's
go.
over with.
Yep.
And what I'm trying to say with the 36 is like they were one of them bands for me. I think like the musicianship and just the precision writing of that record, it just changed everything. I think a lot more bands need to realize that their style probably came from that band.
Absolutely. There's no fucking doubt in my mind that was my band.
Now I'm trying to figure out what the fuck was I doing in March of 2004?
Yeah, right.
I
was drinking.
I was driving in a red Celica. I was in high school driving a red Celica, trying to convince this girl to stop dating her boyfriend, shit like that,
I think I had just moved in with Kim. I think I had just moved in with Kim. I think at that point, 2004. Yeah.
Oh, by the way, did you hear this record? Like, you're trying to tell the girl, like, you ever notice that guys do that? Like,
dude,
I know she doesn't like this music, but I'm gonna try and swoop her in with this record. And
dude,
and it never works.
What the fuck is this?
It never works.
I'm getting embarrassed just saying this, but I'm gonna say it anyway, dude. I had a fucking system in my car, but I listened to like shit like that.
Oh hell yeah!
But it was funny because I would pull up to high school, dude. I was a turd, man. I was a D-bag, dude. I wasn't like an asshole. I was just like, I had like 2 eyebrow rings, and hey, he's got his nipples pierced, stupid shit. And I remember driving around because she said that was she was like, this is heavy. It was just a girl. I know her, like I remember her to this day. I remember everything about her, but I was trying to get her to listen to this stuff, and I would always like, because that was what I brought to the table. Like she was her dad was an anesthesiologist millionaire, and I'm some white trash kid trying to be like, hey, but have you ever heard this though? Your dad has money, but does he know who this is? You know?
Yeah, dude.
And I was trying
I
to
did
show
that
her,
all
like,
the time.
yeah, the opposite end of the railroad tracks, man. Give me, you know what I mean? And I was trying to show her like the cool shit and stuff. And I remember showing her that stuff. And there was a couple songs that she actually really dug. And I was like, yeah, dude, like this is sick. Like you get it. But then it'd be like a burnt CD with like 30 songs on it, and then accidentally go to like Meshuggah, and I would hurry up trying to change it and shit because it'd be just super loud in the car, dude.
Yeah, I'm the dude. I should have had a podcast when I was fucking like 20, because all I did was talk about music. It didn't even matter. Like people would be like, "Would you shut the fuck up?" And I'm like,
No matter where you're at, no matter where you're at,
I could never help it. I always tried to persuade girls to listen to stuff, and they're like, "I don't even know what the fuck this shit is."
I can't remember the last time I've actually gotten in the car with Kim where I actually listened to something that I want to listen to. It's always like, look, put on, go to fucking Sirius, put on fucking BPM or Diplo's House of Fun, whatever. I don't care. Just no, because I can't. I told this story, Josh, the last time she used to go to shows with me. We've seen Lamb of God together a couple of times. Like she was all into it. The last time we went to a show together, though, I took her to see Hatebreed. She forgot her ID. We were on the floor, and some dude got dragged out with a totally bloody face, and he was spitting at everybody. And she looked at me and she goes, "It's time to go home." And that was it, man. That was it.
Yeah.
Party pooper.
But no, so this album is great. I mean, and anybody who's listened, if you because we have a lot of younger fans, definitely if you haven't checked it out, please do, because it really is a fun listen. It's what if the spotlight had stayed on nu metal, this is what I really think this is what it would have become.
Dude, could you
could have put this stuff on the radio. It's only a degree heavier than Linkin Park.
I agree. If it would have just hung on just by a little bit, man, I think that really could have shifted that to like more of a digestible, but still like songwriting. Just it's poetic, man. It's just that record in particular is man. It kind of laid the foundation of where I, me personally shifted to what I wanted to write about, how I wanted to write. My musical taste went from, I listened to my dad's music. My dad introduced me like Metallica, Pantera, all that shit, Anthrax. And then it's like that I was a teenager and I started finding bands for myself. And that was one of the first bands next to Deftones that was like, this is not my dad's music. And it ended up being, it's mine. And it ended up being like, holy fuck, dude. Like, because like my parents were a little bit younger than a lot of people's parents. And so like I remember my dad coming home from work and us watching like Headbangers Ball and stuff. So like I grew up get introduced to
around it.
As my dad was finding these bands too, the VODs, the fucking any of like even like early Machine Head and shit, and then like I was a teenager and I started finding nu metal and I started finding these bands, and it's like, okay, this is definitely the different bands. These aren't the same things that I'm listening to.
Right.
And this record in particular was like a massive deal for me. It was very personal.
It still is for me at this time too. I mean, let's talk about the album closer. I mean, how fucking good is that song, Waterhall?
Yeah,
insane. I got to see him play it live that one time, and
wow,
dude,
Jesus Christ,
blew my fucking brains, dude. It was heavy, the heaviest fucking thing that I've ever seen. Insane.
Yeah, I mean, so the first song of the record is very impactful. The last song of the record is very impactful as well.
Yeah,
I mean, because it's
closer.
Yeah, I mean, it's a perfect closer,
and it's heavy.
It's heavy as shit. You can hear the emotion just pour out of it. I mean, I fucking love it, man. Like I said, there's not a bad song on this record. I can't pick anything bad out of this record. Even the interlude I like.
Oh yeah, dude.
Yeah, it worked.
The cool thing about like Waterhall for me was that it had that like the very first part of that song is very like soft and like the little like guitar, and then it goes to a heavy part, then it goes to the singing.
Yeah.
Instead of usually building up to like a heavy part, and then it would repeat the same thing. The second verse would be like the soft, and then it was fucking heavy, and then the big chorus was the big singing part. And it was just like, to me, that was always so different because they went full force and then dropped down for the hook.
Yeah. I think you see that in a lot of the later material as well with that band too. So maybe that's like something that they just, I mean, because in bitterness to me is just a straight nu metal record.
Oh yeah, dude. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then
yeah.
when you go further, I think you get a lot more what you were just talking about with the big chorus parts. I mean, obviously metalcore had the good cop, is that what they call it, right?
Yeah,
Bad
good cop, bad cop.
bad
Yeah,
cop.
Yeah,
They had them parts all the time, but the way 36 did it was just completely different.
Yep.
Like even the layering in a lot of these songs are like, dude, holy shit, man. Like, how do you sit there and think of that kind of stuff? Especially when you have one guitar player. That's genius shit to me, because it's extremely hard to play riffs like that as one person. Because when you get into you're in a band, like when you get into a room with your friends and you write music, the feeling of that is way different than when you sit behind a computer and you send each other riffs.
Absolutely.
I mean, it's completely different.
Yeah.
You don't get, like, Jay is a big fan, and I as well. Like when a band gets into a room and you can tell they did it live.
Oh yeah,
together.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
yeah. There's a realism to it, man. It's the human hand on it. That's
yeah. Like I feel like don't quote me on this. I'm not sure if this is how done, but I always felt like the opposite of December was done that way. They all got into a room and they just put that emotional fucking masterpiece together.
It's almost like they just mic'd up the cabs and like, all right, just fucking roll it. Like, just play.
Like here you go. Like I kind of feel like this is that record as well. Like they just like, you're in Alaska, it's fucking freezing.
Yeah, dude. Yeah,
you know what I mean? Like that's
Holy
a big part of shit. Like, did you ever notice a lot of your favorite bands are from weird fucking places?
Dude, that's such a weird. I never thought about that, but I guarantee that. That's actually a really, really good observation. How like their atmosphere themselves, like where they're at, is probably why that record is such a warm record. It's almost like they want that warmth. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Dude, that is wild. I never thought of it like that.
Listen to all the old black metal bands, Mayhem, shit like that.
Yeah.
That shit.
Sterile.
When you listen to that music, you can feel the environment in it.
Yep.
You know what I mean? It's just
it's miserable.
And I feel that with this record. Like I feel like they're at their breaking point with like, dude, we're in this barren wasteland of just fucking bitter cold.
Yeah.
I mean, what do you get up there? 2 months of fucking nice weather where you can actually do it. It's probably still frozen and it's like 80 degrees.
Yeah.
Summer is not very long up there. Yeah.
Dude,
like it's wild. So cold up there. Even when it's 90, it's like, we're still frozen.
Still wearing jackets and shit.
Yeah, that's what I mean. It's fucking wild, dude.
Yep. Yeah. It's pretty nice out today, isn't it? Yeah, man. And it's like freezing and shivering and shit.
I don't gotta wear gloves. It's nice.
Yeah. I haven't seen my hands in 6 months, man.
I'm gonna chop wood today.
Yeah.
So I want to talk about your bands and stuff, but let's Jay, we'll add it because I know we do this all the time. We don't have to go track by track. I mean, we're just gonna, because if we go track by track, I'm just gonna be like amazing track, because that's just how I feel about all of them. So
there's so much I can say about like every track. Like I remember doing the thing when that record came out, like, no, that's my favorite song, and they're like, no, this is my favorite song. Like, no, that's my favorite song. Because at first it was like installing the catheter was like, that was my shit, man. And then it's like I sat with it some more, and I'm like, nah, man, Skin and Atmosphere to this day, like that's, to me, like that set the bar for just writing in general. Like that track itself, if I had to like shave off that record and be like, shave it down to just one track, that fucking track is, dude, it literally fucks me up emotionally still to this day. Like,
but that's a good point, Josh. That's how you can also tell that it's a good album, in the sense of if your favorite song on the album is always changing the more you listen to it, that shows that it's kind of magical. Right, it's kind of magical,
dude. Yeah, especially when you go back to it after not hearing it for a long time, you start hearing shit that you don't remember, that you loved, or things that you kind of overlooked. Because, like you said, with the change of your taste and stuff, like, oh, that was heavy, but this is emotionally heavy. It's a different kind of heavy. Yeah. And back then, I didn't really appreciate it. It's like that I appreciated then, but like my appreciation for it now as an adult that has had their heart broken a million times, it's like you listen to it and you're just like, holy fuck, dude, like that holds up. And also there's just different things that it just didn't register like in my head.
Well, one thing that for me that happened this time around, because I mean I listened to the record a lot, but when you actually sat there, the bass tone on this record is fucking phenomenal.
Yep. Dude,
like, it is just, and I appreciate a good rhythm section. And especially when you can get a killer tone, that like the bass tone is just fucking phenomenal on this record. Especially like Like in the beginning of Kanai, like you
Yeah.
can really hear it in that one. It's like because I listen. Jay hates the fucking Apple earbud things, the AirPods.
Yeah.
But that you can't deny how good them things sound. They just sound great. And I don't have the fucking long tampon ones. I have the pros that are a little smaller. So,
dude, I guess this sidetrack, but not really. We just got out of the studio this past week, and the engineer that we're friends with that was working with us said that people started mixing with the earbuds, like the pros.
Oh wow.
Because the bass in it is so like even and so like nice, they started mixing bass with them. Like big engineers, I guess, started to do that because of the specific sound that those put out, that they have being able to hear shit differently and be able to mix like major records with that stuff, dude.
Well, you got to think like I mean, I know Jay doesn't have Apple stuff, but I know he has headphones that are probably wired. Like you have Bose ones, right?
I've got wireless. I have wireless JBL cans. I have the in-ear bud JBLs. I got 2 pairs of Beats. I got these, which are B&O. But I think I know where you're going with that, Tim. You kind of need the master for where most of your audience is going to be listening. And if everybody's listening to AirPods, you kind of need to maximize your mix for that. Which leads me to wonder, what albums have we heard in the past 3, 4, 5, 10 years where they've mastered them for a particular modality that doesn't really matter anymore? You know, like, because we talk about the compression wars where everything is so over compressed and overdriven, you know, like there's no mids anymore. I will say that's one of the things I think the band Origin does well when they mix their albums. And I'm a huge Origin fan, and that might be my metal album of the year because it's a fucking monster. Wow. They don't mix everything so it's so loud. They mix it so it's in the middle. Yeah. And you kind of got to crank it up to really get nuts with it. And I like that because if you listen to it on like a shuffle that between something else, like the Misery Index album that just came out this year, Misery Index punches in at a much higher volume. And I think there's kind of something, it's kind of something lost if everything is pinned, right? If the gas pedal is pinned, you can only go so fast.
Yeah. That's you know what? Cause like I do some of my own music stuff. I'm going to put my AirPods in this weekend and try and mix with them. How the fuck are they connecting them to something?
Dude, I have no clue.
It's got to be I don't know. It's got to be like a Bluetooth transponder or something, right?
Yeah, but you think you would get like some like buffer or not buffering, like latency and stuff with that,
right. Yeah, that's what I was thinking too. Because hell, I get latency sometime with just like connected headphones.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
Like shit.
Yeah, I guess it all depends on how good your setup is, what your network is like how much bandwidth you actually have available to be, you know, sucked down.
Yeah, when you go back to studio, ask him how he connects that, because I would love to know
for sure. Yeah, and his name's Jeff. He was talking about it, man, yesterday. We just got out of the studio yesterday, and I was like, dude, that's wild. And he's like, I'm telling you, man. He's like, he was telling me a story about some engineer that was basically on the road mixing on his laptop. Boom, earbuds in, and dude mixed it and sent it to the label and didn't expect them to be like that's the final mix. And I guess that he was just like, they were like, oh, dude, that's great. Send it. We're good. That's good. And he's like, what? He's like, okay. But like you said, that like, since most people are, you know, especially younger people are listening to AirPods, that's probably right, dude. They're probably mixing it for that style. That's crazy. I never thought about that. I guarantee that's what it is.
Yeah, as much as people make fun of them things, they look like tampons, the things sound fucking incredible. I don't care what anyone says.
Yeah, I've heard they're great.
They're an amazing piece of gear. I've never had them. Things are in my ears all day. Phone call, everything. They're fucking amazing. I don't care
there's some utility with them. Yep.
Yeah, definitely. All right. So before we talk about Bather and stuff, what would you give it out of 10, Jay?
I think right now it's a solid 8. Another couple listens, I probably would take it up to a 9.
Okay.
Because I'm blown away at how much I liked it. It's well over the midpoint, near the top, but I need a couple more listens with cans to figure it out.
Is this a record in a couple years you're going to go back to? Like, it's going to be, is this in your repertoire for now?
Yeah, this will be in my rotation, much like Violence and much like Down the Sun, where I'll just throw that back in because I really enjoyed the last time I was. This is something I really, really enjoyed listening to.
I'm very, very surprised and I like it. Josh, how about you?
I'd say about a 9. I would give it a 10, but I think like with I reserve like the fucking 10s as things that are like, like White Pony, which was like the thing for me. This record was definitely the thing for me, and it was a turning point. But I feel like there could have been more. You know what I mean? Like I wish there was still more. That record is a perfect record, so I'd say I'd give it a 9. But it's weird. It's weird to go back and listen to it, and like maybe some of those like old emotions kind of like bring up from when you're like a teenager. And it's just like, holy fuck, like this shit is some heavy shit, man. I'd say it's a 9 for sure. Like I couldn't give it a 10, but I'd say it's a 9 for sure.
Yeah, I mean, I'll just take everything you just said, and that's exactly what I would say. It's a 9 out of 10 for me. I can't give it a 10 because I very rarely give records a 10 out of 10. But like White Pony, yeah, it's a 10 out of 10 for me. But yeah, it's a 9 out of 10. Yeah. I'm gonna listen to this till the fucking day I die. It's just, dude,
absolutely.
Just
yeah, it's good. It's a really, really. I'm kind of pissed that I missed it because I really enjoyed this album. I really did.
But the great thing, Jay, is now you get to enjoy it all the time now. Like now you know what I mean? Yeah. Now you should listen to what I tell you sometimes.
Even though our tastes are polar opposites. Yep.
Yeah, I know. I just had to throw that in there. That's funny. So Josh, let's talk about Bather. I know that you guys just did it was a 5-song EP.
4. Yeah, 4.
4. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And then what? So just tell us a little bit about the band, because I mean, people listening I think that people listening they listen to death metal, and because Jay says brutal new. I don't know how he remembers that stuff.
Yeah,
I know he's got the piece of paper, but
I gotta cheat. Yeah,
I still would read it and be like, oh, you know how I am, Jay. So,
yeah, man. So we put out that record. COVID was weird because it happened right before COVID. So I think it was 2 years ago. There's a weird time lapse somewhere in there, man. But it came out right before. I want to say it was like right before COVID hit or like into COVID. But we put that record out, and we didn't expect people to really like cling on to it as much as they did, because it is a very emotional, back to like the 36, like it's a very, very emotional and like poetic type depressing writing in this record. And it's not the stereotypical, like it's really hard for me to even say we're a death metal band. You know what I mean? I don't really know how to even,
it's very visceral.
Yeah.
It's very like teeth grinding when you know what I mean? Like, I don't know if you know what I mean by it, but like you listen to it and you're like, like it's very just like, it's like punishing in a way where it makes you like tense, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like it's a tense record where you don't really expect it. You don't really know what to expect as you listen to it. I really like that EP, man.
Dude, that's awesome. I appreciate that, man. We definitely wanted it to be an anxiety listen. You know what I mean?
That's basically what I'm trying to say. You guys,
that's a good way to nail it. That's a good way to describe it. Yeah.
It was, we definitely tried some new stuff on this compared to the first EP. It was shorter, but we focused like really hard on songwriting, and it paid off awesome for us. Like, we wanted it to be hooky and catchy and heavy and just really like emotional sucking. It's just like, fuck, man, you listen to it and you're just like, man, I'm depressed now. Like, like, and yeah, man, like, I'm super happy with how it came out. We went to Andy Nelson of Bricktop in Chicago. He did like the Harm's Way record. He did Jesus Peace, his last record. Dude, he is an absolute maniac. He brought out the best in like us. Like, literally, like, you always hear those classic stories of bands that go to like the one engineer or producer who's like, that really made them like, holy fuck, they sucked what really is the band out of it. And he was that guy, man. He wasn't afraid to tell us to change stuff because it's like, hey, here's the reason why, you should probably do it this way or whatever. Yeah. Dude, absolutely incredible person to be around. And he brought out the best in the band. And I feel like his mixing on that record really reflected what the outside person heard when they heard the rawness of it.
Okay.
You know what I mean? So his mixing for it was on point. Like, because we went to him for the first record too, and you could hear a big difference in the two. And I think that he definitely mixed for what he heard, of what we wrote, which is cool. Instead of just being like, I'll mix it like the last record, kind of thing.
Yeah. Well, I think he's the type of dude that mixes with the songwriting as well. Like, I think he gets the whole, like, there's certain producers that just get it. Like Dave Otero, he just fucking gets death metal.
Yeah.
Like Cattle Decap.
Oh yeah.
No,
yeah.
I don't think anyone's producing Cat the Cap as good as him. It's just
Right.
he just has the
Right.
ear for it. You know what I mean?
Right.
I mean, Jay's a huge death metal fan, so he gets what I'm saying. It's like
Yeah. There's some guys that just have the ear for that type of music, and and back to the book we were talking about. I'm always amazed when these bands want to grab someone. Like, if I'm in a band, if the three of us are in a band, and we make truly repulsive shit, right? And let's say that we love Nirvana and we love Nevermind. Never in a million years would I want to take our brutal new death slam, hard grind, thrashcore metal
there
band
you go.
to like Butch Vig.
Right.
Like, no offense to Butch Vig, he is brilliant. And I know he'd probably get a fantastic performance out of us. But I would go to a Will Putney first, or I would go to someone who at least has a quasi ear in what we do, who can see what, like Devin Townsend, who can see, or Garth, somebody who can kind of see where we want to go with it.
Yeah.
And I really do think of the right producer will make or break the album. I really do.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I mean, even for Phantom Guilt, like the album cover, I remember when I first seen that, like you guys did a great job with that, because that album cover, like the reds and stuff in it, it just you get the feeling of what you're about to hear.
Dude, thank you. That
you
means,
guys fucking
that one
nailed
means
that,
a
man.
lot to me, because dude, that was Mike, the cover
was
thing.
it? Okay.
Oh my god. So when we were searching for a cover for like the record, we came across this. Let me look him up. It's a photographer
Okay.
from Canada, and
okay.
dude, like Mike found him, and he was just like, dude, check this shit out. And he sent it to us, and it just made sense with what we're going for. It just made sense. And it was a gamble, because we're just like, you know what? No title on the cover, just the fucking picture. Just put it up there, see how it works. It was striking. It's red. There's a lot of like earthiness to it.
Yeah.
And like, if you look close, like she's like hidden in it. And I didn't realize, because that's kind of stuff that, like, you know, we grew up on, like where you go through the, you know, you're going through CDs or records or whatever. And it's like, oh, this cover's cool. I'm going to check this band out. Never heard of this band.
Mm-hmm.
And we were like, we want to do that again. Like, that's something that we miss, was seeing a record cover and that turning you on to the music. Like, oh, I've never heard this band before, but this cover's sick. Let's see what's up.
That's come full circle, right? Where for the longest time, during the iPod years, I think bands kind of mailed it in with a lot of their covers, because you were looking at a screen, it was this big.
And a lot of it was illegally downloaded shit, didn't even have a cover to begin with.
Right,
so,
right. Or it said like Linkin Park and it was misspelled and it was a virus that killed your parents' computer. But it went from looking at it on that little thing to these screens on our phones, which are fairly sizable, and coupled with the prevalence of vinyl again, artists can go back to designing that visual, like you said, the old days where you just flip through the record racks, the CD racks, and if you saw a title and you were like, no idea what this band sounds like, but they're on a label I kind of like, let me give it a go.
Right.
Oh, wow, I've never noticed there was a girl or somebody in the album. I've never noticed. I just pulled it up on Apple.
Yeah.
I never noticed that. Now I like it even more.
Dude,
that's cool.
That's something that we, like, whenever we put that out, we got a lot of compliments on that. And we, you know, as weirdos, we were like, we got it because that was what we wanted to, but to see other people get it, it's like, holy fuck, like you actually get it, you know, that kind of thing. Not because we think that people are dumb, but it's just we don't think people are as weird as we are, you know what I mean? So when we put it out, like, we got a lot of compliments on that, and we're just like, holy shit, like people actually do care about that stuff again. And like, that's awesome. And it kind of like, man, I tell you what though, we're writing a full length right now, and with the amount of love that we got for even like just the artwork, it's like we gotta really step it up, because that was perfect place at the perfect time, you know, because we didn't know people were going to love the packaging, you know, the bleakness of it,
absolutely.
The lack of information is what gave you what made you need, or like gave you everything you needed to know about the record. You know what I mean? It was like very like just cold and drawn back, you know, like no pictures. I think the back of the record on the CD actually has a picture of us, like the old school death metal where it's like in the square. We wanted to do something cool like that. But as far as that goes, man, like we didn't want the title or the band name on the cover. It was like nothing like that. We just wanted to go straight. Here's a visual representation of like the record. Like,
it makes people want to see what it is. It's kind of like the Val records. If you look at the Val records, they're just like,
what
the
woodcuts that you kind of want to be like, what is this? There's bands that when they nail the aesthetic, they nail the aesthetic. You know, when I think of Thou, I put, again, probably sound like a broken record, I put them in the same category as bands like Full of Hell
Oh yeah.
Band's like The Body.
I
Band's
actually
like
just seen them with Full of
Ignota,
Hell.
where you're like, visually, I know what this is kind of interesting. I have no idea where the fuck it's gonna go, but
Right.
let's go give it a whirl.
No, you're right. I mean, I always say this too. It's 2022. If you don't have a good recording and you don't think of your album cover, you have nothing.
Right.
Because no one's gonna listen to you if your shit sounds terrible.
Right.
Let's be honest.
And you got to kind of grab people, right? Because again, we went from spending our allowance on a CD and sitting with it and forcing ourselves to like it because it was the only $20 we had to now it's literally 30 seconds, next, 30 seconds, next, 30 seconds, next. You got to grab people. You have to.
Yeah. I mean, we talked about it earlier. There's a million other people in your lane.
Yeah. And it's become like so accessible to have a good recording now where it's like, well, you got to bring something else to the table too. Like,
yeah. I mean, the microphone you have in front of you and that Mac you have in front of you can fucking do your vocals at home and they will sound pristine.
Yeah.
Just on that right there.
This is literally the same microphone that like I used at every single studio session that I've ever done since I was 19 years old. I used the SM7B every time.
I mean,
every fucking time. And it's
that's all you need. And people, I just
man.
don't see why people can't grasp this fucking easy concept.
Then again, I mean, it's like Jimmy Ferrari recording in a fucking construction zone. It's like, dude, you're doing a fucking podcast. Please don't give us background noise.
All right. Like, Jesus Christ, man. So you guys are in the studio, but now I'm interested to hear what's this other band now with Jordan?
Oh, Red Temple Pray. So I started a band.
It's kind of how many bands is this kid in?
Dude, I'm in right now. I'm in a band. I'm in Bather, which is like the baby. That's the main one. We're fucking cranking shit out. We got 6 of like half the new record completely written already, which I don't know if I'm supposed to even say that, but we're doing a full length and we got like half of that done. And it's the best shit in my opinion, that we've ever written. It's like Phantom Guilt on steroids. It's extremely
nice
of everything though. It's like, it's heavier, softer, more emotional. It's very much more of everything that we liked about Phantom Guilt, which I'm excited for. I think people are really going to dig it. I think we're actually playing a new song when we play our next show. We're playing with Left to Die, which is the guys from Death and some of the guys from, I think it's not Aborted. I forget the name of the other death metal band, but they're playing Leprosy front to back.
You mean like Death as in Chuck?
Yeah, like Death.
Wow.
The Left to Die. It's like half the members of Death, and I think half the members of, God damn, I can't remember what other band, but they're going on tour and they're playing all of Leprosy front to back.
Wow.
Yeah.
Really?
And we got lucky and landed on that show that's coming to Columbus. So we're introducing a new song then. So
nice.
I'm hoping people get it and dig it. It's different, but it's heavy still. But yeah, man, like that record is awesome to like really for me to be like, okay, well, now I just need to step it up because there's things about that record still that I think that I could have done better from Phantom Guilt. Okay. So I got to do it on that one. But yeah, no, Red Temple Pray is an alternative, like a heavy alternative band that I started a couple years back that, dude, just fell apart. Couldn't get drummers. If Mike's not playing on it, then it's probably not going to fucking happen in Ohio. So straight up, dude, I legit, like I couldn't get him to play it. The band just straight went to shit. Doesn't happen. But I brought it back and we got Jordan on drums now, who's the singer of Zone Zero. And he wrote the drums for it, and he actually records the drums on Sunday for that record. So
nice.
I don't know any details as far as when it's going to come out. It's definitely different than what I'm used to. It's all clean vocals. I don't really know how to describe it. It's just heavy alternative, like a little bit of old Smashing Pumpkins, but like there's some weird things that are kind of like around the Fur era. Around the Fur era Deftones. So like some weird, like kind of bouncy riffs, you know. I don't know how people
are you playing guitar on it?
Guitar and vocals, yeah.
Nice. Okay.
And by playing guitar, my brother who wrote it with me is teaching me the parts I'm playing. No idea what the hell I'm doing.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's good.
But no, that band, that's that one's gonna be fun because Jordan is just a fucking musical genius.
Yeah, he is.
He's a machine.
Dude, he's a
machine.
Freak. And he's young and he's still in love with it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So he's still going, man. And he
he hasn't had the disappointment yet.
Not yet.
That's
He ain't
that's
there
that's
yet.
the problem with him. He's
I hope
never
I give it
felt
to
it.
him.
Yeah, he's never felt that yet because he's too talented to feel it. That's
But I mean, you look at him, you put him in the same kind of bucket as like Hunter from Mood Ring or Kane from Vomit Forth, and then Eyeball and the 9,000 things he does, right? Like some of those guys, for whatever reason, they're kind of like a savant with it.
Yeah.
And they just happen to find the right opportunities to show off their craft, and they make everybody around them better. And that's kind of impressive. Like
Super
it really is
impressive.
kind of
it
impressive.
really is.
I think what helps him too is he could do everything himself without anybody. You know what I mean? So it's just like if he couldn't get anybody else to play music with him, he's like, whatever. And he could put out a record that'd be just as good, that would stand toe to toe with anybody else in the scene. And he'd be the person that laid down the tracks for everything.
Yeah, like if you said to him, all right, asshole, you're gonna talk shit about my guitar playing, why don't you play it? He literally could go, okay. And he can pick it up and you're like, oh
yeah. Yeah.
I always say about him, like, me and Jay were bullshitting one day, and I'm like, well, he doesn't have a synth, wave record. He's like, yes, I do.
Yeah, he does.
And then he sends it over. I'm like, you got to be fucking kidding me with this shit. Like, come on, dude.
Yeah.
Oh, you didn't hear God Machine yet? Here you go. Like, fuck.
Dude, and as a singer, having to fuck with a guy that has perfect pitch, who's a drummer, doesn't piss you off more, dude.
Yeah.
I already hate drummers as it is. You know what I mean?
Dude,
When
we just seen Orthodox, I couldn't believe how fucking good Mike is.
Mike's a freak.
He's amazing drummer.
Mm-hmm.
He's fucking brilliant, man.
Wickedly tight. Wickedly tight.
I was in line getting a beer, and he was behind me getting like a soda or something after they played. And I just turned around. I'm like, yeah, I'm going to beat your ear off real quick. And I was just like, dude, amazing fucking, like, I can't believe how good he is. Like, not really saying good. Like I thought he sucked, but like he even better live.
Yeah, they were really, really good. I really enjoyed that. Yeah,
dude, I wish I could take like you guys and like some other people and just have them sit in a room with us when we write. Watching him write too is just, even beyond the performance part of playing with him, writing with that. I've never written with somebody that like brings out the best of everybody in the room, even when he's not even playing the fucking instrument. You know what I mean? Like this dude is, he's the real fucking deal. Like he is a musician. He's not just a fucking guy in a metal band. Like it's wild. Yeah. Wild to see. He's incredible. And he has his hands in like everything with the band. With Bather, dude, he, brings his opinions to the bass, the guitar, to even to like my vocal patterns. And like, it's wild to see, man, because he's very into the whole process, not just fucking playing. And I think that's what makes him such a good musician, is because he cares that much about it, to where it's like he wants everything to be where it needs to be. He doesn't slack at all, dude.
That's why people like him and Jordan need to just be a producer and just take that role.
Dude,
you know what I mean?
Jordan would be the perfect producer. He would be, out of anybody that I know, I think that guy, he legitimately could be like a producer in the big leagues, dude. He's a fucking, when it comes to everything, his opinions, even on just like pop music, and it's like I'll talk to him about things that are completely out of the realm of anything extreme. And it's like, he'll point out little things. I'm like, yeah, dude, like because I always thought that I was the weird guy, because I'll like bring up things like Mariah Carey and shit that I love that are like pop based. And he'll just be like, oh yeah, dude, here's why this is cool. And I'm like, yeah, that's so weird that you get that. And you're like 13, you know what I mean? It's wild, man. He's a madman. So I'm excited to see, like, I can't say enough good things about him. We were writing the record, and I'm not exaggerating when I say that, like, he nailed the drum parts by listening to the demo guitars that we recorded at home, listened to it in his headphones on the way to the practice, showed up to practice and had the parts. And it's not like cheap shit. Like, he just is such a good writer in the way his brain works, where he just remembers things. And it's, dude, extremely
good for him, man.
Yeah. He's going to, regardless if it's this band or any of the bands he's in, like, that kid's he's going places with music, regardless of where he ends up, man. It's wild.
Yeah. Good for him. He's a nice dude too. So.
Yeah. He's cool. He's cool as shit.
Yeah, Zone Zero, I always felt like is going to be the band that you're going to be hearing about, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
all it's going to take is one or two shows with the one or two right bands.
Exactly.
Yep.
And it's funny because I feel that way about Orthodox, and I'm not just saying that because, we're good friends with Adam or any of that stuff. It's just, I think they're a super talented, they're a super different, just they're just a good band.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Just solid, dude.
They got the
They know what they're
stage
doing.
presence, and I
Mhm.
mean, they're just a great band. And I think, he's part of two of the bands who I think sooner or later are the next coming years are just going to be big.
Yeah.
Right.
Yep.
Like
Yep.
I could see Zone Zero being signed to like UNFD any day.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's just they fit the mold for it, and
Yep.
I'll be happy for him too, man.
Yeah, fuck yeah, dude. That's one for the home team, man. Like
There you go.
even when there's bands that I don't particularly like when they get it, it's like, okay, well, that rises everybody, because it's everybody's gonna be like, especially when you come, dude. We got lucky because we share the same members with so many great bands that it's like, if one band gets attention, they're going to scope out the bands that the other people are in or in the scene or whatever.
Right.
And Ohio has a lot of really good bands right now, man. Like in all across the board, even with like country bands and shit, dude. Like it's good, man. Like Ohio's really killing it right now.
Oh, you're right, because if they sign you, the A&R guys are going, okay, well, who else is coming from this area? Because we're not really familiar with, maybe there's a scene that we don't know about, right? And they start digging under the covers and they find some death metal bands, some deathcore stuff, some hardcore stuff. And it's like, oh, well, okay, well, give it a whirl, see what happens.
Same story, different fucking scene. Look what happened with the Sangway Sugar Ball getting picked up. And next thing you know, every Maggot Stomp band got fucking blew up, and it's like, makes sense. I mean, it's like, how
fucking wild is it that they blew up the way they did? Because I remember hearing that EP and then picking up merch.
Jordan's in a band with him too, as well, right?
Tomb Sentinel, with Devin,
I remember just picking it up and going, these guys are kind of fucking wild. Like it's kind of it's serious, but it's tongue in cheek serious. And then they put out the album, and I was like, they have some fucking talent here. And then they keep getting picked up on bigger and bigger tours. And it's funny, like you hear fucking Jamie Josta interviews Vogel. And they're and Vogel's like, we're going out with this band, Senga Sunga, and they're both of them are butchering the pronunciation.
Butchering the shit out of it, man.
But it's like, I mean, good for those guys.
Yeah.
Right? That was my first show back post lockdown. It was Frozen Soul, Sanguisugabog, Vomit Forth.
Dude, fuck yeah. And Frozen Soul whoops, dude.
Oh, they were awesome Saturday night. They were really good. Ass, dude. But it's all those bands are really talented. Yeah. So it's like, hey, we're kind of seeing like a renaissance where all those bands where they were locked in the house, they were writing, they were recording, they were thinking. And then you have now the bands that everybody kind of upped their game because they had nothing else to do but practice.
Nothing else to do. No one could go to work. Nobody could do shit, man. Yeah. And I think the depression, Ohio has a weird sound anyway. Ohio is pretty depressing. And I know it sounds kind of weird, but I guess anywhere in the Midwest is just kind of depressing, especially during the winter. And dude, that really bleeds out in a lot of the music. Like all those bands have a still, like, even if they have some goofy shit, like Sanguia Sugar Ball talking about crazy shit, they still have a weird underlining depressive feel to it, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
One of my favorite interviews was Devin from Sangua. That shit was awesome.
Devin's cool, man. He's a cool guy for sure.
Definitely. And I guess we can go. I just realized it's almost 10:30. That's fucking crazy. But I think this one right here was one of my favorite episodes we've done. Just the way we went, man. Seriously.
Yeah, because
thank you.
It was great.
Thanks for coming on, Josh. The best conversations we have are the ones where we kind of talk about what we're here to talk about, but we go in these weird sort of tangents, because that's the color commentary that you would hope people tune in for. Because if you want to hear an album deep dive, there are 8,000 other podcasts that do album deep dives. We want to hang out and talk talk weird
like
shit.
We're actually hanging out, you know what I mean? Like that's my shit, because it's like to be able to just talk with you guys and just hang out. It's like, I'll plug my bands for sure, like Bather. I'm more than happy, but like right now, like especially because Bather's just writing, we don't have anything really to push yet. It's like this is a perfect episode for just hanging out, man, and just talking about cool shit.
Definitely, and the rain didn't kill your
dude. I was fucking worried about it. There was like tornado sirens and shit going off.
Oh my god! Yeah, we're about to get killed over here too. I just got an alert for that too.
Yeah, it's supposed to start here. Like my phone starts beeping, and
potential thunderstorm, like strong wind. Great.
You boys better be careful, man.
I know.
Yeah,
right.
Yeah, this is all I fucking need. All right, so Josh, people want to find more information about you, about your band, your projects. where do they go? Where do they find you?
For Bather, if you go to our Instagram, actually, let me look up our link tree. Our link tree, you can straight up go to anything. Like,
Do we have a link tree?
Yeah.
Jay? We
Yeah.
do? Oh, okay.
Yeah.
link tree is the way
It
to
makes
go with,
life so much
oh,
easier.
so easy. Our link tree is just linktree/Bather, Ohio. And you can go there and you can go to all of our music videos, our merch, YouTube, Apple Music, Spotify, literally everything. Anything you need to find out about the band, you can go there. For my personal Instagram, just look up Josh Richter is on there. And I have a podcast called Riffin Aint Easy, where I basically just tell just dumb stories about growing up. And
Oh shit! I'm gonna have to check. Let me put that in my phone right now. I'm gonna check that out.
I talk a lot about some shit that I think you guys would probably, because it's like I'll talk about
we'll
like
check it out.
bands and just real goofy shit. Yeah, man. You just look me up on Instagram. You can see all my information for all my bands. Red Temple Praise working on the record right now. I got another. It's like a sludge band called Nash that we're recording drums for this week, and we'll be coming to stuff with that. So I got a handful of bands that are putting some stuff out this summer, and Bather's slaving real hard at the full length, and not sure when that's going to come out or what we're doing with that yet, but we're definitely pushing new stuff, man. It's tours and shows we got in the mind for, fall time early next year. And
Awesome.
Cool.
Awesome.
hoping,
All right.
hoping to come your guys' way to hang out.
Yeah,
man. I'd love
please
to hang
do.
out with
Nobody-
you boys.
Yeah, definitely.
Philly's kind of a weird, man. I've noticed there's tours that are coming through that they don't come through Philly, and it really kind of fucking drives me nuts.
Which is weird. You'd think it would, because it's fucking Philadelphia.
Tomorrow night,
Right.
I got to drive to fucking Asbury Park to see that Spike tour because they're not coming
And-
anywhere near
Oh,
Philly.
And
they're
that
not?
pisses me off because I want to go to that,
Mm-mm.
but I'm not driving to Asbury on a Thursday.
This
It just
guy.
ain't happening.
Here we go. Here we fucking go again. He's still mad about Limp Bizkit like 3 years ago.
Oh,
All right. So we'll
Yeah.
put links to Josh's stuff in the show notes. Josh, once again, I want to thank you for coming on. Tune in next week. Another episode. Who knows what it'll be? Who knows what it'll be?
hell yeah.
New Breed _ podcast at both Twitter and Instagram, newbreedpodcast@gmail.com. If you like what you heard, if you don't like what you heard, we have a Facebook group out there. Who New Breed, the Christian rapper, just joined. So
That's
things are about to
amazing.
get kind of crazy. It's going to get kind of crazy. And we're going to do some t-shirts eventually because I got to get these things out of my house. So once again, I want to thank Josh for coming on. Check out 36 Crazyfists. And until next time, this is New Breed Podcast saying cheers.
Later.
See y'all later.